Okay, so this is Mark It Like You Mean It, our first Zoom of it. I'm going to do some screen sharing today and show you what command can do to help market you or your listings. So here I go. Let's see. All right. Let's get this bigger. All right. So first things first, we go to agent.kw.com. and we log in. This is your Keller Williams login that you would use for command and also my KW. I'm going to start with smart plans. I've gotten a request for that. I did do a video this morning on how to set up a contact on a smart plan. But what I didn't touch on was if you want to create your own smart plan from scratch. The first thing you can do is click on the red KW at the top. That gives you words, and we're talking about smart plans. So we're going to click on smart plans. All right, I'm going to have to move us. We're in the way. So over here is the blue button, Create. Okay, move us again. Okay, so you're going to give it a name. Let's just say I'm creating a seller smart plan. Maybe I want the seller to receive specific contacts after they've listed. Category is going to be contacts, and trigger event is manual when I add them to the smart plan. So I'm going to click apply. All right, so now there's things that I can do. The trigger event is when I list them, but now let's say that I want to send an automatic email. Oh, there, I got y'all on the bottom. That was way better. New action. It's not wanting. There we go. Oh, I did it too many times. It was lagging. Okay, so we can add them to a smart plan. We can have it set up to send an email. All I'm doing is double clicking. It wasn't letting me actually pull it over here. Let's say that the first thing I want it to do is send an email. Okay, we can do subject line, thank you for listing with us. I know a lot of TCs and assistants and people like to have different things that go out as soon as they list or as soon as they start thinking about listing. Maybe there's an email that goes out that helps them with having better showings, or thanking them for coming on to the team. You can literally sit here and do step by step, and then you can tell it that the next time you want it to delay. So we can set delay right there and say it maybe one day, and then the next thing we want to do is send them an email that says for better showings, here are some tips for having better showings. And if you had, maybe you found a website with a list of things that a seller can do to help their showings go better, or help with setting up the house and making it look nicer. Maybe, here's meet the team, anything like that. You could go ahead and set them up on a smart drip here. Also, if you were going to want to use this for, the property has just gone under contract and you want them to get hit with several emails in a row that kind of explain the next step of the contract, you could use that as well. Once we were done with that, here's where we name it. So we named it Seller Smart Plan on the way in, but if you wanted to change it, you could change it there. If you wanted to have it remind you on day 4 to give them a call and just check in with them, or maybe a weekly call for your sellers, just to remind you to call and say, you know, this is what's been going on with your property. Here's the feedback. You could set a call right here. And you just, this would go, the first one here would go out on day 1. And then I set a delay of 1 day. So on day 2, this email would go out. But if I wanted to increase it, I could make this say delay 3 days. And then on day 4, this email would go out. You got a question, Chelsea? No?
Oh, no, sorry.
Okay, that's all right. I just wanted to make sure. And then if I wanted to set a delay, let's see, if I go set delay right here, then I can set a delay of maybe 2 days. If I want to call on day 7, maybe 3 days, and then I can say make a call. That make a call is just going to give you a task reminder when you first log in, and Kelly should do a push notification reminding you to give that seller a call, and you can even give it a reason why you're calling. You know, I'm calling for the weekly call. Yeah, so if you have your own smart plans that you want to pull in, this is a great way to do it. And then when you're done, you can turn it on and save.
Hey, Diana.
Yes.
So all of these go to the Kelly app. Like, I've created some of these before, and I always wondered that. Like, where do they go? Do they go to the Kelly app, or do you have to log into Command to see your task? You know, kind of that part.
You should get a Kelly push notification, kind of like you do when you get a new lead, but it's not 100% on that. So if it doesn't do it, then yeah, you may have to actually log into Command daily just to see what your tasks are. I'm sure when Command Mobile comes out, that'll be a little bit different, but it may be, you may actually have to log in at this point. I know some people are getting notifications and some are not. Let's see, save. Oh, okay. It's not going to let me actually save this because I haven't put all of the information in, but I'll just go back and show you where it'll go. Do you want to discard it? Yes, I want to discard it. Once you save this smart plan, it'll be under my smart plan. So you'll be able to come under here and add your sellers to it, or your buyers, or whatever smart plan you created, you'll be able to add them to it. You can click the little add contact right here. Any questions on smart plans? Okay. All right, let's do, I would like to show the postcard real quick, I think, because there's a super powerful way to do a listing postcard right now. And you're able to send it out. And once you've done it a couple of times, you'll probably be able to pump these postcards out in less than 15 minutes. And they're very targeted. So I'm going to show that real quick. When you click on the red KW at the top, you get words, and we can go down to campaigns. Campaigns is the section where all of your paid advertising is going to go. And by paid advertising, I mean, well, and emails might not be paid, but the direct mail postcards that go out and the social media posts, they're under here. And if you've run any, there'll be a list right here. You'll be able to access any of your Facebook ad leads from here and see how well your current ones are going. The first thing you have to do is to add this payments tab right here. The payments will be coming from, or it'll show up on your bill as KWRI. They are the only ones with your credit card. It gets paid through them. So you'll click on payments and you'll click on add payment method right here. That's the first thing you want to do before you go into to do anything, because once we get to the point where you're going to pay, if you haven't added that, that'll be an issue. You'll have to save and come back. You can also see on this page any ad spend metrics. So if you spent on Facebook, it's going to tell you how much you spent and your cost per click, all of that right here. And you can see all campaigns. If you've done any Google AdWords or MailChimp where you actually paid for it to go out, it's here as well. But let's go ahead and start a new campaign. So I'm going to click on create a new campaign. So all I did was click on the red KW and the campaigns button. This is the landing screen when you get there, and I'm going to click on create a new campaign. And for this one, I'm going to choose direct mail. I want to show you how to do maybe a just listed postcard or a just sold postcard real quick on a house that you have listed. All right, first thing you're going to do is name the campaign. We're going to call this, I think there's a house on my street I'm actually going to do. I'm advertising a listing. I'm going to do a just listed postcard, and I'm going to use the default templates provided. And I have to move everybody again. We're back to being in my way. Okay. And then you're going to click on setup campaign. If this property is already listed, then you're going to be able to pull a lot of the data from the listing. First thing you need to do is move everybody out of my way again. Click on show all listings. Sometimes when you're searching for a property, and you're doing just your listings, for some reason it'll glitch and you won't be able to find it. So let's do Azalea Street. See if I can find the one down here. Yes, okay. Melissa, we're gonna use yours. This is Melissa Sanchez's listing in my neighborhood. I'm gonna click on select once I find the property, and it's actually going to fill in a lot of the blanks. As you can see, it filled in the street address, the country, state, everything here. It did not pull the bedrooms for some reason. It usually does. So you just have to watch. Status, we're going to say just listed. I'm doing a just listed postcard. Also read your words in here. It did pull the description from the MLS, but we have a limited amount of space in there. So sometimes we do things like this with the asterisks that maybe in a print version is not the way you want it to be. So you can edit that right here. Maybe you want it a little shorter for your postcard. Then we're going to click save when we like it. Now that it has the green check, it's ready to go. And we're going to click on the photo down arrow. It did pull all of the listing photos in, or it looks like most of them anyways. So you can choose the one that you like. That'll be the one for the front photo. Now what it's telling me right now is that the front photo is actually too small for this. So you'll want to upload and replace. So I do not have any pictures on here that's going to work, I don't think. No. Well, we may not be able to get past this. No, it's still saying that. Okay, so give me one moment here and I'm going to go find a high resolution real estate images. Let's see if I can find something real quick so that I can get past it. I want to go to the second page. But if it's your listing, then you will definitely have the photo. So you'll just want to make sure that you save the photo. Let's see, what does it say? It says it needs to be 167, or that's low. It says 1200 by 1800. So let's see. No. Not big enough. Isn't this fun? I have one saved on the work computer. Haha. Oh. Sorry, guys. Oh, that one's big enough. All right, so we're gonna save image as. Okay, now maybe we can get back to it. Let's see. Upload and replace image. Go to where you saved it. Open. Why is it still saying that? Ah, it's still saying that. Okay. But it's not. I don't know who. It's a 214 number. That's funny. Maybe this one will work better. Thank you, Olive Group. Hopefully this is big enough. All right. Try again. That big enough? That's big enough. All right, see how I got the green check mark? That means that the one that I uploaded is actually big enough. So we can click save. All right, now to choose the postcard, they do actually have 4 templates over here. They have a compact that's 4x6. It's 59 cents with first class postage per card. And then on this one right here at 6x9, that's actually my favorite. I just like the more modern look to it. And you can either choose standard mailing, which I believe takes 2 to 3 weeks, and that's 79 cents, or first class for 99 cents each postcard. That's printed, mailed, everything. And then you've got the KW modern template right here, which is 6x11. And the different prices all the way up to 6x11 with the contemporary style. So you just can decide which one you want. If you want to do a QR code on the postcard, those are those square, they kind of look like a barcode that you can scan with your phone and it'll take you directly to a website. You can turn that on here and then you just go through your landing pages. You could create a landing page. I can show that. I usually show landing pages in the websites class, but you could create a landing page just specifically for this this house, and that'll be where it lands. Under the agent, this because I loaded Melissa's information, it came up with her, so we can change it to us. If you're going to use somebody else's listing, just make sure you give them a call and make sure that that's okay. Any listing in our brokerage should be okay, but you just need to call and let them know you're doing free publicity for them as well. So let's see. Okay, you got a phone number, agent photo. This would have loaded if I had one. I don't have one, so I'm going to go into my pictures. Maybe I'll do, oh, no. Maybe I'll do a Keller Williams Denton photo in there. You can adjust it and crop here as well, but I'll just leave it like that. I'm going to click save. Okay, the marketing and center information is no longer in there. Again, I'm going to put the KW logo here. It doesn't have so I'm just filling in the information real quick. And verify the address. Okay, I'm going to use the corrected one. All right, then I have everything with green checks. Now the targeting, I'm going to do local targeting for the postcard because I want to go into the neighborhood. But if I wanted to target my database on this, you could do that as well. The budget down here, you're going to change this on the next screen. So I don't really mess with this one too much other than deciding which amount I'm going to pay for the postcards. So I like this one. I'm going to click on this one so I can show you as well. This is where you decide if you're doing first class or standard postage. Again, on a just listed, we're hoping to get more listings out of the neighborhood. So time is kind of the essence. You don't really want to wait too long. So to me, it's worth a little bit extra. I'm going to play with this number on the next screen. So, but you can see easily exactly how much. If I send 200 postcards at 99 cents each, this will be the total estimated price. So I'm going to click save and I'm going to go to configure targeting right here. This is where things get really highly targeted. And we used to be able to do this, but you had to go in and pull, you had to know what you were doing. You had to go in and pull tax records for the neighborhood. And then you sit there with the spreadsheet and look, and it was quite a pain, delete line by line. So as you can see, this is going to be so much better. So what it did was it went into the neighborhood, and the house is actually right here. And it said, okay, you said 200 postcards. Here is 200 postcards. Okay. If there's multifamily in there, it will pull it. So the first thing I would always change if you're just wanting to hit single family is change that. And as you saw, since I told it I wanted to do 200 postcards, some of those were multifamily. And so it moved. It opened up new houses over there. Okay. So sometimes when you go into the neighborhood, you know that the biggest houses, the ones that are maybe 5 bedrooms or plus, maybe those aren't the ones you really want to target because they sit on the market quite a while. So your money would be best spent if you did the ones that were in the maybe 4-bedroom range. Let's see if I can get it to go. Okay, 4-bedroom. And maybe you want to go all the way to where it has to have at least 3 bedrooms. Maybe you don't want the ones that are 2 bedrooms, you know, that those are duplexes or something, and you just want to make sure you can make it do 3 to 4. And if you were watching, as I made those changes, it said, oh, this one doesn't fit this criteria, and so it took it away. And it found more because it's still trying to hit that 200 range. Again, the same thing, if you want to make sure that you don't get the biggest house in the neighborhood, and you know that anything over, 2,100 square feet, man, it just sits forever. You only want to make sure that you're 2,000 or below. You can drag this slider right here. And then if you want to make sure, maybe there's some smaller houses in here that you don't want to target. You want to make sure that you're only hitting the, maybe you want to make sure you're not hitting the little ones that are more investor driven. So you want to make sure that it's at least 1,300 square feet or 1,200. See how it changes? So you're really able to very quickly target. Maybe you want to make sure you don't hit a builder. Maybe you know that they're still building in the neighborhood and you don't want to waste your money on sending a postcard to a builder. You can move the slider and say, I want to make sure that it was built in at least 2017. Maybe you don't want the older houses. Maybe there's some old houses in this neighborhood and you want to make sure that it was at least built in, let's say, if I want to see a massive change on this, I can go into the 80s, but I'll do 75. See how some of them went away? Here's the really powerful one. You know, it's highly likely that a person who bought in the last, 2-3 years is probably not ready to sell yet. So you can do this year last sold and take it down to, say, 2016. And as you can see over here, some of the houses, that made a big difference. Do you see how far out it had to go in order to find 200 when I said it hasn't sold in the last 3 years? So we just want to use our marketing dollars as best as possible, and marketing to somebody who just sold in the last 2 years is probably not the best way to do that. You can also do the last sold for, but I think I've got a pretty good idea here. Now watch where the budget comes into play. So I told it I wanted to do 200 postcards in the beginning, but I don't need 200 to hit the neighborhood. I'm out here in areas where maybe I don't want to market to for a just sold card or just listed card on this. If I come over here to number of homes targeted and I slide this down, let's check 121. Okay. Now I'm closer to the neighborhood. Now maybe these aren't the ones that I want, and I definitely don't want that one. So maybe we take this down to, let's see what happens when I do 115 cards. Okay, so that definitely took away that one on Solar Way that I didn't want. Okay, let's try 105. Oh yeah, now I'm way closer to the neighborhood. And I'm just zooming out with my mouse right here in order to be able to see the whole thing. But if I really don't want that property, let's say that one, I want to make sure that that one leaves. If I hover over the dot and come down to remove, I can remove that. And it's going to pick a different house. All right. I'm going to move this, and you see it's telling me when I hover over it that house, that's a 3-bedroom, 1471 square feet, built in 1983, and it last sold in 95. Maybe I did want to keep that one. It's a little bit outside of the neighborhood, but not far, and it hasn't sold in a very long time. So maybe I do want to restore that one. That's probably a good use of my dollar postcard. This one sold in 2004, this one 2006. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and leave those. I'll leave those and do 105 postcards. So if now I have very highly targeted, these have sold in the last 3 years, so it's probably not a good idea to spend money on it. I have now done a just listed postcard. Oh, and I want to send a copy to myself so I know when they actually hit in the mail. So I've now done a just listed postcard to the ones in the neighborhood that have the most probability of selling. And if I wasn't talking my way through this and doing some fun things here with the bedrooms and square footage, I could have sent 105 targeted postcards to this neighborhood in probably about 5 or 10 minutes. So I'm going to click on next. Yes.
Yeah. Where you clicked on that, where you said send to the company address, can you send one to your own personal address or like company, it said it would go to, I guess, to the office, right? To 24.
It would, and that's okay. It's probably sending it to the company address because that's the one it had you verify on the postcard. If you had put your personal address in there, I don't recommend it because that's actually on the postcard. You'll see it in just a second here.
Oh, I see. Okay. Okay. All right.
But if your postcard ends up at the office, we're going to put it in your mailbox. We'll see your picture on it. So we'll make sure you get it. Okay. So I did the next screen here, and here is my postcard. Now, my actual photo would have been right here had I uploaded my photo. Here's the description that we gave it, the price that it was listed for, the bedrooms and bath. And then on the front, it actually says just listed the address and the bedrooms and bath count over there, and then the beautiful high quality photo that we uploaded. The caveat to this is it is what it is. You're not going to be able to edit this other than maybe remove something. But the list price, that wasn't an option. That's going to go on there. Bedrooms and bath, that's going to go on there. So this isn't the way to do it if you want to go really in depth into designing the postcard. There is a way to do it in designs. It is a little more cumbersome, and you'll probably have to get with me on the bleed settings that you need in order to make that work. So this is, I just want to get one out really quickly, and they are high quality and they do look really well, really good. So the next thing that it says down here is same day processing. If you submit your order before 3 on a business day, your mailers will go into production that same day in the fulfillment center. I don't know with all of this COVID-19 that is holding true currently, but I'm sure they'll get it out as soon as they can. And then it is mailed by the USPS distribution. It says estimated delivery date is 4 to 6 business days later, as long as you submit it by 3 p.m. Make a payment is right here, and you're done. It goes. I'm not going to do that. I don't actually have a payment in there, but yeah, this is a quick, very powerful way to spend your marketing dollars if you want to try a just listed postcard and try to get a listing out of it. I just sent about 105 postcards in about 5 or 10 minutes.
Deanna, if say that we wanted to farm a neighborhood and we wanted to do a second touch, would there be a way for me to find people's email addresses in that neighborhood?
Not currently in our system, no.
Any other system that might do it?
And there's the Coles directory and some systems like that. I would caution you on doing that because of the anti-spam laws. So if you are uploading a large CSV file with email addresses of people that you don't know, and you get marked as spam over 20% of the time, your email address actually starts going to people's spam.
Okay.
And then you're going to start finding that you're getting less and less actual returned emails. Sometimes like if you use MailChimp in order to do that, if you get marked, 20% of the time, sometimes MailChimp will tell you they sent an email and they'll charge you for it. And I'm just using MailChimp as an example. There are a lot of them that will charge you and not actually send your email, because if their server gets hit with too many spams, their server as a whole and their ability to do their business starts getting damaged, because their server will be marked as spam by servers like Gmail and Yahoo and all of that. So they really want you to do a more one-on-one personal touch due to anti-spam laws.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Do we want to go through a Facebook ad? Does that sound good? All right.
Good. I'm good with it.
Okay. All right. Let's do a Facebook ad. So if we click on KW, what kind of Facebook ad do we want to do? do a listing. That'll be easy. Okay, so yep, I'm gonna leave that. I didn't send it. All right, so if I come in and again click on campaigns, and then I click on create a new campaign, then I can come in and choose social ad paid. Okay, I'm gonna do advertise a listing, and we'll do that same Azalea Street. I'm gonna tell it I want to do Facebook. I gotta move y'all again, we're in the way. All right, and set up campaign. You can do more than one at a time. I would not. If you want to do an Instagram, I think I would do that on its own, just because the picture processing for each, the picture sizing is different for each one. On Facebook, they're a little more rectangle. On Instagram, they're more square. So I think I would separate them. We're going to click on, instead of only my listings, we're going to do all listings. We'll do that Azalea Street again. Sometimes with this system right here, you do have to get a little specific. All right, so I'm going to select this one. All right, so it does have the listing. Here is where you edit it, and here is where you get to see what it's going to look like pretty immediately. All right, so the first thing it did was pull in the words from Netris, but as you can see, it kind of left off at built-in microwave dishwasher. You can only have 250 here, where in Netris we're allowed 600. So you might just say, let's just say that. Okay, down close to downtown. Any words there, you have to play with it. It's, you know, I might like certain words and you might like something different, but something that is going to be eye-catching and get their attention. You're going to want to pick the best photo. Sometimes that's not the front. Sometimes it might be the kitchen. Maybe it's an older home that's just kind of okay on the outside, but the inside has been gorgeously remodeled. Whatever you think is the most eye-catching, that's where you want to put it. That's the picture you want to do. This is the words up here. The enter headline is actually going to go right here. So this is where I would say maybe stunning home located minutes from UNT. Okay, and the description actually goes here. So you could say something about click here for more information about this gorgeous home. Okay, and see that goes right there. So as soon as you like all of those, you can click save text.
Diana?
Yes.
Yeah, I know sometimes they recommend putting emojis in there. Are we still not doing emojis?
I have not heard that they work yet, so I wouldn't.
Okay.
Yeah, I love emojis as well, but if I'm paying for an ad, I don't want it to look like spam. When the emojis don't work, just for those who don't know, when the emojis don't work, it'll show up here, but when you see your ad later, it'll have a gray diamond and a yellow or a white question mark through the diamond. It looks like spam. So until I hear that those are up and working again, I don't know that I would try them.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, and then Facebook ad right here, we're going to click on configure. Well, we did. We did the text. Okay, so let's check the media. Okay, here's the DBA logo. And here's the front picture. You know what I just realized is this says Keller Williams. It doesn't actually say Keller Williams Realty. So I think I would make sure that somewhere in here we say Keller Williams Realty. You do have to have the word realty in somewhere in any kind of ad. So you can't just put Keller Williams or this red KW right here. It does actually have to say Keller Williams Realty somewhere in there. So just watch that on any of your advertisements. This is also where if your ad gets kicked back, here's some of why. I believe that they've got a bot checking these because sometimes it just doesn't make sense. The word by itself that you've used may not be all that bad, but if you used it for steering or for that kind of thing, it would. But they don't allow you to say wine, so don't do one of these for like wine and cheese, which is kind of an odd one. But if they feel like you're targeting or steering, they may kick it back just because of one keyword they don't like, and they don't usually tell you why. Okay, so we've got Facebook ad here. You put it on your Facebook page. This needs to be your business one. There we go. When I did that, because the Keller Williams Realty Denton actually does say realty, I could take this one out now. So our recommendation is that when you build your business page, you have the words Keller Williams Realty in your business page name. That way when Circle picks or when you're doing any advertising, you don't have to remember to put the Keller Williams Realty in it. All right, I'm going to use Facebook lead generation form right here.
Yep.
Does
it have to be Keller Williams Denton, Realty Denton at the top, or if our DBA says Keller Williams Realty Denton on the picture, is that good enough?
As long as it says, it doesn't even have to say Denton. It just has to say Keller Williams Realty, and it needs to say it somewhere on here.
Okay.
So I'm fine putting it here. If it's here, that's fine. As long as it says the full 3 words somewhere on here, you're fine.
Okay.
Okay. So use the Facebook lead generation form. That's how they're going to pull the information for you from their profile. Learn More is currently the only button that applies to us, and it doesn't apply. We don't really love it, but it's better than sign up and apply now. So here is where you want them to land when they finish with this, or when they click on this. So I'm going to really quickly show you the easiest way. So you're going to go to, this is 2105 Azalea. You're going to go to your website. So I'm going to go to dianar.kw.com. I want them to land on my website so that they see how powerful it is, and maybe they'll come back, and then I've got them. They're going to keep coming, and then I can see what they're doing. So I'm going to do 2105 Azalea Street, Denton. It came up, so I can click on it. And as long as you, let me enable cookies. The pictures for everybody are getting in my way. Okay. So this is perfect. It comes and it lands on the website, but you could also build a landing page if you prefer to have a landing page ask your agent. They can apply for Keller Mortgage. This just gives them all of the information about the property. And I wanted to show y'all something because I think this is very powerful. When they scroll down, it not only gives the schools that they go to, but if you look, it gives the student to teacher ratio. It gives the grade levels. And this percentage right here is a statewide ranking, and sometimes it is actually a sidewalk ranking. I think that was on the app. So it gives some really good information on here. It even has a mortgage calculator. So I like them landing on here because it gives them a lot of information. So all you have to do is copy this address right here. Will take them to this page. So when we come back over here, we can click here, and I'm going to delete that because it's in the URL that I just copied. And then it'll load. And then down here is the ad targeting. We want to be really specific. I don't want somebody in North Carolina to find this, and I don't want just anybody to find this, right? I want to get really in depth with who's going to actually see this. So I'm going to use custom settings. The house is in Denton, and that's my, if I was a realtor, that would be my primary targeting would be Denton and maybe 20 miles around. That's a great great target audience right there. But I'm going to click on add and change interest right here. This is where you can make it see, you know how sometimes you go on Amazon and you look up, oh, let's say toilet paper, and then you come back to Facebook and all of a sudden you've got toilet paper ads. This is why. Okay. So we're going to say we want people who have gone to Zillow lately. And we can click on that. We want to go to people who have gone to Trulia lately. I'm okay with stealing their leads. They've been stealing y'all's for a long time. How about realtor.com? I'm going to see, out of curiosity, oh, my computer's lagging. My computer's lagging a little bit. I don't think this is one, but I'm going to see if UNT. No, I didn't think so. So that, I'll show you, that gave us a really good target audience right there. So you can click on this little blue button down here. And now if you look, only people who are within 20 miles of Denton, Texas, and have searched for at least one of these or gone to at least one of these in the last little bit are going to see this ad. Okay. And then we can do save Facebook ad. All right. So here's what our ad looks like. They're going to be able to like, comment, and share. They'll click on it and they'll end up on this page that is all about the property that is actually on my website. If you look here, it's my website. So when they ask your agent, that's exactly who they're going to be asking, is you. And then we can change our budget and duration. I'm going to have to move this again. Hold on. Okay. Budget and duration right here. Okay. I would do at least 10 days. And the reason is that Facebook is going to figure out the best way to target this. Oh, by the way, if you want to add more media, you can. You can click add more here. And you can say, okay, you know, this is a really great living room. That might work. That might be a good one. And this one, maybe there's a great backyard.
Diana,
Yes.
have you ever used the video part of that?
Not on a listing, I haven't. I would have to have a really good video for the listing, but I have stepped somebody through how to do a neighborhood one. And that's actually free if you wanted to do one to, say you live in an HOA and you want to market to that neighborhood. If you're in their Facebook group and you make the video, then you could post that on your own into the group for
So we
free.
probably won't be writing these.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay, all right, thanks.
All right. So the video, if you had created in Designs the video, which they're really cute and they don't take very long, you could post a video here. But by giving it a couple of pictures, Facebook is going to sit there and play with it on the back side of things and figure out which one is working the best. And then that's the one that it's going to push out there the most. So I would give it about 10 days. And Jessie says the first 4 days or so, you might not get too many leads. Sometimes you get a lot and that's great, but sometimes you might not get so many. That's okay. Keep it going. It is still working as intended. You should still get the get leads towards the end. And if you see, they say we recommend a 10-day campaign with at least $1 per channel per day. I believe Jessie says she would spend at least $5 a day per channel. For a total of $50. That's her favorite to run that gets the most results for her. So then you can save duration and budget and publish campaign. I'm not actually going to go any further because I don't actually want to post this ad. Are there any questions? Does anybody have any questions? Okay. All right. Well, have y'all been doing the daily challenges? My daily tech challenges? Anybody? Nobody.
I'm trying.
Okay. All right. Well, keep checking on Facebook if you don't know what I'm talking about. I'm doing a daily tech challenge to help you learn every day a little bit more about how Command can help you and how powerful it actually is. So the reason we loved our old system is because we knew our old system. So we just need to know all the ways this one can help. All right. If there's no questions.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you.
Appreciate you. All right, thank you.
All right. Have a good day.
All right, bye-bye.